Okay, for today's video, I've gone for a throwback to the 2012-2013 season, a long forgotten shirt that Liverpool had made by Warrior back in that dark period between Adidas and New Balance ahead of the Nike. So this might be a bit of a forgotten shirt. And I've chosen this shirt today because we're going to talk a little bit about Naby Keita. Do they have a connection? No, not really. But I thought it'd be a brilliant shirt to break out today here on the video as we talk about Naby Keita and these continued rumors that he's going to be sold by Liverpool this season, or swapped actually, are a lot of the rumors. But again, I'm going to come out and just say that sounds like a load of rubbish to me. Now, the latest reports say or indicate that Liverpool want to sign Adrien Rabiot from Juventus, and they're going to use Naby Keita as a make weight or a straight up swap for the 15 million pound rated Rabiot, which I just think is a load of rubbish. These reports, just like the ones that Liverpool were ready to sign Nicolo Barella and swap Naby Keita for him, these have originated from Italy. And again, this is not a transfer that looks like it's going to happen. I don't see Liverpool wanting to sign Rabiot. Liverpool had the chance to sign the French midfielder on a free transfer just a couple of seasons ago before Juventus snapped him up, and they passed on him. So why would they want to swap a Premier League quality midfielder for Rabiot at this point? I don't get this. It's kind of like those links that Liverpool had last season to Danjuma, who's at Villarreal, after he signed for them from Bournemouth, when Liverpool had the chance to sign him directly from Bournemouth. So just some reports again that I've talked about before here on the channel, in which media outlets in specific countries or certain countries are trying to create some transfer interest in these players, and this is another one of these stories. Now, why is Liverpool not going to sell or swap Naby Keita for Adrien Rabiot or Nicolo Barella or someone else this summer? Well, it's because Liverpool are trying to re-sign Naby Keita to a new contract. And I think that is a fantastic decision, because Keita had a really good season last year, and he's a player that Jurgen Klopp really likes, and to me is the number 4 midfielder in that Liverpool core of midfielders, along with Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, Thiago. Then you've got Naby Keita, who steps in and last season put in some good performances. We saw that excellent game he had at Manchester United. We saw him score a fantastic goal. I think it was against Crystal Palace from the edge of the penalty area on the volley. And he's a player that, yes, while he may be a bit inconsistent, which all players are to a certain degree, he is a player that has been with Liverpool over the last few seasons, and he is one that can continue to develop and put in good performances when needed. We're going to see this next season, Thiago is going to have his moments where he suffers from injuries. Jordan Henderson is also a player who, even though he played the most minutes, I believe it was, of Liverpool's players last season, or at least of their midfielders, he's going to have times when he needs to be rotated to stay fresh. And Keita is the perfect player to have come in from time to time to start games, to come off the bench, and a player that I think Liverpool definitely need to tie down to a new contract. Now, Keita, if you go back to the Champions League final against Real Madrid, it was Keita and Roberto Firmino that really changed things for Liverpool late on against Real Madrid, that gave Liverpool a bit of a chance there at the end, after Thibaut Courtois had frustrated the team for the time before that. And unfortunately, I think the Keita substitution was a little bit late by Jurgen Klopp when he made that in the Champions League final. And perhaps if he made it earlier, then maybe things would have changed a little bit quicker or a little bit sooner in Liverpool's favor. But again, Keita had a good season last season. He played 23 times in the Premier League, scoring 3 goals, assisting 1 goal, and playing a total of 1,174 minutes. And in total, last season, he played in 40 games, tallied 4 goals and 3 assists in 2,086 minutes. And if you break that down, he only averaged about 52 minutes per game in all competitions. So he was able to make an impact in the games that he was needed in. And, he's only 27 years old. He'll turn 28 next February. So he's in that prime point of his career age-wise. Liverpool are looking to get younger. That's one reason we saw Mane leave. That's one reason Liverpool are unwilling to give Mohamed Salah a new contract. Roberto Firmino is likely going to leave the club at the end of this coming season. He's over 30, and Liverpool have focused on trying to get younger players in Calvin Ramsey, Darwin Nunez. Those two players, Fabio Carvalho, those players are all younger players, and Liverpool are trying to make a shift after having this core group of players for the last multiple years, several years. They're now looking to get younger as this rebuild goes on, and Keita is one of those players that provides consistency if Liverpool can re-sign him to a contract. Now, looking at the numbers for salaries and wages in 2022, now this comes from the Spot Rack website, a pretty good website, pretty accurate, I think. They list Naby Keita as making £120,000 per week and earning £6.24 million per season, which makes him about down middle of the way in Liverpool's squad. He earns roughly about the same amount as Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. And if you can believe the information from this website, Spot Rack, then Keita was earning £20,000 more a week than Sadio Mane. So, well, no wonder Sadio Mane was interested in moving on to Bayern Munich and getting a much larger contract. But Keita's salary makes sense in this world of large wage earners, and the fact that, again, he's a proven player. He had some excellent performances last season and can step in as one of those three midfielders. Now, it depends on really how Liverpool want to play this season, because we've heard talk about Jurgen Klopp wanting to change the formation, go 4-2-3-1 with two pivots, an attacking midfielder, and two wide players. Keita wouldn't necessarily be the type of player you would want to play as one of those two holding midfielders, but he could slot in to that attacking midfielder position, play as a number 10, because we've seen a lot of his strengths be that box-to-box midfielder, but also the ability to open up defenses and play those key passes in games. Now, if we look at some more of the statistics on Keita from FBref, great website with stats, he was over his expected goals of 2.3, scoring 3 actual goals, but slightly below his 1.6 expected assists, but pretty much on target for that statistic, as well as for his goals, expected goal statistics. So Keita doing well with the chances provided for him and the chances he created last season for Liverpool in the Premier League. And if we continue to look at some of these other in-depth stats, then the shot creating actions that he created per 90 minutes was 2.98 in the Premier League. So another excellent statistic. He performed in the 85th percentile of midfielders last season. And as well, he completed 86.6% of his passes last term. A player who has split a lot of the fan base at Liverpool, and a player who does show quite a bit of inconsistencies, but when Keita is on, he's on, and I think it would be in Liverpool's best interest to re-sign him this season. I don't think he is in any chance going to be a part of a swap deal, and Liverpool are going to be set on keeping him beyond the next 12 months. They're going to lose Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain at the end of next season. They're happy to let him go. Keita would provide some stability. Now, Liverpool are also going to have some other contracts coming up at the end of the 2022-2023 season, and the club is likely to address any midfield issues in 12 months. Again, they're not going to be swapping Keita for Adrien Rabiot or for Nicolo Barella. Those are just reports, and those are things that aren't going to happen this off-season, because Klopp loves Keita and the club want to re-sign him to a new contract. Now, of course, based on Keita's decision to sign or not sign a new contract, that could sway things in August. And again, I said before, I think there's going to be some more movement in the transfer market by Liverpool, and I think that's going to be buying at least one additional player. I don't think it's going to be a midfielder. I think it's going to be at another position. The good thing for Liverpool and Keita is that Keita won't be at the World Cup this November and December, so that's going to give him a chance to get a nice rest. I mean, that's going to be a 6-week break for Liverpool's players who aren't playing at the World Cup, that are going to be able to rest, relax, and recoup, and it's basically going to be like having an off season in the middle of a Premier League season. So again, Keita, in my opinion, not going anywhere, and Liverpool will look to add another midfielder in 12 months' time, and potentially that is going to be Jude Bellingham, who Liverpool are heavily linked with and big fans of. So hopefully that would be a deal to come off in 12 months' time. All right, guys, let me know what you think about Naby Keita and the possibility of him getting a new contract and Liverpool negotiating a new contract with the midfielder. I think it's a good deal, but let me know what you think in the comments below. And of course, again, guys, thank you so much to all the new subscribers for subscribing to the channel and for watching the videos. And if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, stay up to date on everything we post here on Liverpool Reds FC blog. I love being able to bring this content to you guys, and I want to grow this, and I thank you for helping me grow it to be whatever it can be. So if you can, also please share on social media, and I will see you next time here on the channel, guys. Thanks for watching.